And so I empathize with the position of the straight white male. And part of the reason why I empathize with that position is because I know that I'm headed to that position. And what position that is? Top power position.
Kanye is all over the media again because he paraded his ass-naked wife at the Grammys and has since been on his Nazi coon shit all over social media. Let me start by saying I am sick of Kanye West. And it's wild to realize just how long I've been sick of Kanye West. If I didn't know better, if I judged it by the amount of people still tripping over themselves to defend or excuse Kanye, if I judged it by the seemingly endless amounts of grace Black people have for Kanye, you'd think he only just started doing this shit. But oh, to the contraire, Kanye has been on this bullshit for, I want to say, 10 years, man. For those who like to mark the descent of Kanye with the passing of his mother, Donda West passed away November 10th, 2007. 2007. Kanye said slavery was a choice in 2018. That same year, he popped out a MAGA hat and he started palling around with Donald Trump. Kanye West went on Drink Champs, blaming George Floyd for his own death and spewing anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about Jewish people in 2022. Kanye popped out in an All Lives Matter shirt with white supremacist for hire Candace Owens in 2022. That same year, Kanye not only was buddy-buddy with self-avowed Nazi white supremacist Nick Fuentes, he paid him $30,000. Kanye West went on Alex Jones, the motherfucker who called the Sandy Hook shooting a hoax. He went on that motherfucker show and said he likes Hitler in 2023. Kanye was suspended from even Elon Musk's Twitter for posting a swastika in 2023. I say all that to say, this has explicitly told us what he is a million times year after year. Anybody acting like Kanye is anything other than the white supremacist bootlicker he keeps telling us he is either lying to you or themselves. I said years ago that Kanye West has made it plain that he is anti-Semitic and he wants nothing more than to be in the company of white supremacists.
Hook of this, the suspension from Twitter. I guess that tweet violates a policy.
You guess?
I mean, I agree that it is vague, at least maybe more than vaguely anti-Semitic.
And now, here Kanye is, present day, spelling out what he's already made clear a million times. This has gone to the trouble of selling a swastika shirt. And there is a reason Kanye has chosen this path. And there's another set of reasons he's choosing to show his ass and tell us all of this yet again. First, Kanye wants to be a white man, period, point blank, done.
And so I empathize with the position of the straight white male. And part of the reason why I empathize with that position is because I know that I'm headed to that position. And what position that is? Top power position.
Notice he didn't even say rich or powerful white man, just straight and white. Because in Kanye's mind, and in reality in some respects, that's what's at the top of the totem pole in this racist patriarchy we live in. That's what becoming a Black billionaire but still not being afforded access and respect in the white rooms in the fashion industry that he wanted to be in has led him to believe. But instead of rejecting the system or this industry as it traditionally functions, this hierarchy, Kanye has chosen to simply covet whiteness. And he has somehow convinced himself that there's anything he can do that would put him at the top position where he believes the straight white man to be in the eyes of the people he wants to accept him. And I find that both ironic and a testament to nature's comedy. Most people live paycheck to paycheck, but instead of defending and identifying with and empathizing with other working class people like themselves, they defend and empathize with exploitative billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, because they think Kanye West, because they think one day they may be a billionaire, although they never will be. Kanye thinks just like those people. But because he was the exception who did become a billionaire, that likely enforced this way of thinking. And now he defends and empathizes with white men in hopes that one day he'll be perceived by a white supremacist power structure as occupying the same position of a white man. And that will never happen. And I also think it's worth emphasizing that Kanye didn't say he empathizes with straight white men because they are so unfairly treated or because their life is so hard. He's not even pretending to do the gaslighting that Fox News whites do when they pretend to be the discriminated and downtrodden. Kanye is outright saying, I empathize with them because they are at the top where I'm going to be. He lends his empathy not to those who need it, not to his own community, not to the people that look like him. He lends his empathy to those who need it least because he aspires to be them. Kanye West has transformed into Uncle Ruckus right before our eyes. But that's the answer to why he's chosen this path of coonery and bigotry. Now in the present, why is he choosing to show his ass and post every inflammatory thing he's ever been in trouble for. First, I think there's always an element of Kanye having a deep-seated need for attention, and even greater than his need for attention is his need to make money. So he probably has something he wants to sell us soon. And while this kind of rage baiting has been Kanye's go-to for years now, I think the climate we find ourselves in plays a big role in why he's doing what he's doing right now. As Donald Trump prepares to turn Gaza into a resort, to store immigrants in shipping containers like property, as he mass deports immigrants here, but welcoming the colonizers in South Africa as refugees because the government dare try to right the wrongs of apartheid, as Elon Musk Nazi salutes in broad daylight, Kanye knows he's safe to show his ass, that the edgelord era of out and proud white supremacy is upon us. And he knows his bottom line, his money, won't be affected if he aligns himself with white supremacy and capital, thus the need to be sucking up to a Nazi apartheid billionaire. And Kanye is deliberately going so hard on his anti-Semitism. Kanye is highly aware of what the internet and the public are talking about. We know he saw Elon's Nazi salute. He literally tweeted as much. And I know that he saw black people pointing out the same ADL that was tripping over itself to condemn he and Kyrie Irving was bending over backwards to say Elon Musk's double Nazi salute was anything but that. I think he saw that and combined it with the fact that the wickedness the world has observed from Israel's government has probably erroneously and unfortunately led to a rise in anti-Semitism, and the fact that I think there was just a general lack of understanding on the part of some people as to what are anti-Semitic tropes and why they are harmful, or to see Jewish people as anything but white. And I think Kanye was counting on being able to get away with this, just like we've let him off the hook each and every other time he's shown his ass. And when I say we, I mean black people, which is precisely why he felt free to double down on slavery as a choice. Because he wants us to know that he doesn't give a how he felt about it the first time. He'll continue to say it because he can, and he knows there's nothing material that will happen to him as a result. He's also counting on the media many of us unfortunately consume, like the Shade Room, to protect him, and they do. The Shade Room has posted Kanye tweeting about Diddy, they've posted about him insulting Don Lemon, but nothing about this talking about wanting to be a white man. They show the Kanye behavior that they know Shade Room blacks might get on board with, and they leave out what they know is inexcusable or exposes the anti-blackness too unmistakably. That's why they don't mind showing Kanye parade his naked replacement wife Bianca Sensory around like an animal at the Grammys, because they know people will twist themselves into pretzels critiquing a woman and refusing to acknowledge that she's being abused in any way. And yes, she is being abused. She is being abused because she is being controlled. It's not infantilizing a woman or taking her agency when in fact it's her abuser doing those things. I've been seeing people come up with a lot of ways to twist acknowledging abuse women face as somehow problematic, and y'all better stop y'all shit. There is no need to debate whether it's the case that Kanye is controlling this woman. He explicitly told us, quote, "I have dominion over my wife." You know what dominion means? To have dominion over someone means to have control, to rule over them. And you know where you usually hear dominion? The Bible. And even then, it's that humans have dominion over animals. Even Jesus gives us free will, but Jesus does not. Which is why it's reported that people close to Bianca Sensory say Kanye doesn't allow her to speak or to have a mind of her own. He decides what she eats and what she wears, and since getting with him, she's cut off her friends and family. These are quite literally the cycles of abuse. Moreover, if the unequal power dynamic and undue influence a mentally ill coon billionaire could have over a young woman was lost on you, I should also add that she was his employee. He hired her out of college to go work for Yeezus in 2020, and 3 months after hiring her, Kim filed for divorce. And I've seen people argue, even women, that people shouldn't be speaking out for Bianca or feeling sympathy for her because she chose him. What I've specifically seen are a lot of people comparing her to people who offered undeserved sympathy like Melania Trump, but those situations are not the same. What people are usually doing that they shouldn't be doing for Melania Trump is pretending that she is secretly ideologically opposed to her husband. They try to distance her from Trump's actions and beliefs. They pretend she's being held captive, despite absolutely no evidence to support this. That is undeserved victimization. That's taking her agency away by not allowing her to be culpable for her choices. Even if that were all true, if we also had reason to believe Donald Trump was in fact abusing Melania, if he trotted Melania Trump across the White House lawn ass naked looking dead in the eyes, it would not be victimizing her or taking away her agency to call it the abuse. She would in fact be a victim of abuse. There is no agency in abuse. People do not choose to be abused, even if they choose their partner. So if this were a thing where people were critiquing Kanye for his belief system and thus by association critiquing his new wife Bianca or assuming she shares his beliefs, then that would be fair. But that's not what we're discussing here. We're discussing a man potentially abusing her, ruling over her, which would make her a victim of abuse whether she chose to marry him or not. That young woman isn't anything but a status symbol and a purse to carry around with him to Kanye. In fact, this might be controversial, but I think that's all any of these white women are to Kanye.
for a white girl.
Prior to fame, shoots, even early fame, Kanye dated black women. He was even engaged to one. But as his star got brighter, so did his women. He went from his black fiancée to Amber Rose, also a coon, to Kim Kardashian, who he made us all aware he saw as a trophy, as having made it, and he dressed her up like the glorified accessory she was. But when Kim could no longer tolerate Kanye, he found another white woman who looks enough like her that he could still have and dress up his status symbol, but without the money or the power so that he could have the dominion over her. That woman is in a bad situation and can't no one tell me different. But y'all don't have to believe me. All in all, I am sick of Kanye, and I have mentally retired this, and you probably should too. So this is my new channel, Illuminati Bites, where I'm gonna post my shorter takes, like bite size, you get it. So I'm gonna put these kinds of videos here so I can leave the main channel for my deep dives with Illuminati Productions. So subscribe to this channel and turn your notification bells on so you don't miss anything. To all my longtime fans who love my cat Raheem, and I think some of y'all even love Raheem more than me, child, but to all of y'all, you can finally get your own Raheem plushie. I partnered with U2s to do a limited drop, so you have until March 11th to get your own. They are so cute, and honestly, they're actually really fucking big. A nice good old big Raheem head. They're so cute. Get your own, and when you do, please tag me when you get yours.